somebody's being shot. Oh really? That's a shame. My package that I haven't ordered has arrived at the local packaging centre and I need to ring them to sort it. Yeah, don't think I'll be doing that. Right, that's the rubber gasket back on. It's already full of shit. Right, we need the Haynes manual and try and work out what goes where. It can't be too difficult. That's the oil pressure switch, I know that. I just need to know which one is the yeah, I just need to know which one is the that's definitely wrong. I go into tangents and I start 1, 3, 4, 2. Wait, that's right. Because that should be somewhere like that. That's the oil pressure switch, so that's got to be something from here. Start a solenoid. I've got to remember as well that originally this was a positive earth, but I've switched it, so wherever it says positive to earth, I've got to remember it's the other way around. Control box. Control box. Relay. So, got to take that with us. Wiring diagram for later models with separate flasher units, so that'll be ours. 5 is ignition starter switch. Ten is distributor. So WB is white and black. So white and black goes to the distributor. 4 is the fuel pump, which is white. Good. Now, let's start to narrow it down then. So, oh no, I've lost my page. Flother mucker. I have to apologise if the wind noise is bad, it's so windy. But I can't have the microphones on when I've got this on my head. Right, so distributor. They are all my cables. I did those, so I know what they all do. That's for the washer pump. That's the indicator relay. So I know that they have to go to that. So WB is white and black. White and black. That's also white and black. So does that go to there? I think it does. What colour is this? That's brown and yellow. So what's brown and yellow? I'm not about to give you any tips on how to do electrics because I haven't got a clue myself. I'm just fumbling my way through it. I know that down here is the codes, so if it's on here it says GY for instance, it's green and yellow. So I've got a green and red. So there's green and red. Green and red is here. 37. Left hand flasher unit. Bloody hell. So that's the flasher unit. So green and red. 28. Right hand flasher unit. Excellent, there is no C. Be green and red. Green and yellow. So slate white goes to one side of the coil. White and brown goes to the other side of the coil. And that's going to be a negative, isn't it? So, oh, I can't see. It's too dark. Can't tell because I can't see. Let's take a picture. So minus. So I'm going to say that that is minus, that is plus. So slate white, I'm guessing white is going to be positive, and then that's the ground. Yeah, probably. Okay, so that comes out the alternator. So oil pressure warning light is 26, which is green and yellow. So green and brown, that's green and yellow, so that can come up and around here. around there and into there. That has to go somewhere, but I think it might be that. I don't really know. Okay. What else we got? Find the wiring diagram for that. Okay, so what is this then? I've got green and purple and solid green. Green and purple. White and red. Does that go to that then? Right, okay, this is the old one from Dave. He took it off because he was getting slightly intermittent workings with it, but I don't really want to use his new one off Oscar, so I thought I'll try this one first. We double checked the wires, so we've used a test meter, as you can see, and we stuck a test meter to double check that our positive is our positive. Now, it is correct in the Haynes manual, I'd like to point out, but it's not very clear. So if you're not good with electrics, like I'm not particularly good with electrics, it's quite hard to follow. But with a little bit of research on the internet and that, you can work it out. But the premise of it is the green wire, the solid green wire, goes to the B or the X on your flasher terminal, flasher unit, sorry. That's battery. So that comes direct from the 12 volt source, which is the fuse box. The the green and the brown is the flasher output. So that goes to your switch on the dashboard that then depicts which way you're turning. It depicts which indicators flash. And then the light green is the little bulb in the end of your stalk, if you've still got it. Now, I've just tested this bulb, haven't we? We've just put it on a 12 volt battery. It lights up, so we know this works, but I've never had this working since I had the car. It worked on the way home and then stopped working. So I'm going to have a look at that now and see if I can fix it relatively easy. But just to prove that it all works, right hand, left hand. So Dave saves the day. All good. Yeah, let me just test my principle first.
Oh, fuck it.
Okay, so on this side of the fuse box, this is the power from the loom in, and that makes these two pins live when you put the ignition on. So when I put the ignition on now, that should make that pin live, but I'll then be able to move it over to this one and it'll make that one live as well. I'll explain the principle. Okay, tell me if we get 12 volts. Yep, so now the ignition is on. I'll be careful because I don't want to burn the coil out. I should be able to then move over to this one here, and there you go, 12 volts. So I don't have to do a loop between these two, in other words, to give me power on the next one. So that makes it nice and neat, which is what we like. I only know that this is the case because it's exactly the same fuse box that's on the midget, and I know that one side on my old fuse box got permanent power. So I should be able to create a nice loop from one of these down here, down under the battery box and up to that. That is the plan. Then pass that back through here, then that will go up to there, so I can cut it here. Thank you. I'll do something that side to make it tidy, but yeah.
Like some really small P-clips or something.
I have got some really small P-clips, yeah, so I might be able to do that.
Just into the, what is it, the bulkhead?
Yeah, because it's fine to drill into the bulkhead. Right, you hear how quickly it goes when it's got water through it.
Whee! Squirty squirt.
Wrong one.
Smears, lovely.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to push it now. I need you to tell me if that fuse is flexing.
Okay. Oh, hang on, I can't see it. Yeah, it's round the wrong way. Can I touch it?
Yeah, just roll it. Okay. Ready? Are we ready?
Yeah. Not flexing.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Identified. So that needs to be a permanent live. So that's going to have to go onto this. So we need a new connector on that.
Why is that fuse box permanently live and the other one's not?
That's ignition, that's permanent, but there is no space left on the ignition. For some reason, the ignition goes to there as well, and somebody tapped off for the fuel pump. So that's why I've put that fuse box in. Right, so that then could go down there. I can pull that back in so that it's a little bit neater, and then that comes up and touches that, and that should
make the clock work.
Give us our clock. Right, so the wash pump's now wired up. We just need to tidy the wiring up. The USB charger is wired up. The clock works. The rev count works. The interior light works.
You've got to put the horn back on to make sure that actually works.
Yeah, I won't know until I put that back on, but we can put all of this back together now. Yeah, we can put that back together, slot it back in, because everything that's on that is now wired. So let's do that.
Is your LED bulb back in?
No, I've got to do it when I push it back in. So when I bring this up here, it takes the strain off it and I can put them back in. Yeah, where am I? What am I doing? Right. Right, everything's wired in now. Still got to tidy up the cabling, but everything works.
Apart from the horn button.
Yeah, home button's dead, but I wouldn't think they'd be much money. Clock works, tacho works, it's connected. That is now on an ignition live, that's on an ignition live on its own fuse. I'm just connecting the stereo up so that it's on its own fuse as well. and then tape the wires up. I've got some tester tape to tape the wires up, then P-clip them in place so they're nice and neat. I've got 2 clamps for the heater duct to go back in, and then she should be done. So it'll just be a case now of us giving her a clean, but you don't need to see that in this video, so I'll get this done and then we'll update. Okay, good news. Tack works, clock works, stereo works, engine works, as you can hear, USB connected, washer pump works, wipers work, lights work. I need to look at this side light because I think the bulb's a bit dodgy, but you might notice that they're very, very white. These are LED headlights. Yes, I know, alright, I know, but they're really good and I can see with them, and that's all that matters. So, all the electrics are done now. I'm just going to tidy the wiring harness up, make it a little bit neater. Okay, so wiring's all done. It's all trim taped down into here, and then we've got a fuse box in that, like that. So what I've done over here is so it's got a complete own circuit, if you like, for the ancillaries, fuel pump, washer pump, stereo, and the USB slot is all powered now by this fuse box, so that it takes the strain off the main fuse box. There we go.